It's a short circuit kind of afternoon here at home in self-isolation, and this is it. My reviewer's package of the OnePlus 8 and all the associated information about it. So what are your focuses, OnePlus? This is the OnePlus 8. 90 hertz display, color accurate display, TÜV comfort certification, good stuff. Bunch of different colors. It's 8 millimeters thick, neat, triple camera, optical stabilization for video recording. Let's crack this puppy open. So I've got a couple of their cases. There's a nylon bumper as well as their sandstone bumper in cyan, and the phone itself. So unlike last time around, here in the North America region, OnePlus is launching both the 8 and the 8 Pro, rather than giving one phone to some regions and one phone to other regions. I'm really glad to see that, just because, hey, it's nice to have choices. Yes, I understand they have the same hardware, and most people don't upgrade on a yearly cycle, but depending on what your budget is, you might just be someone who prefers a Pro and doesn't want to buy a last generation processor. And no matter which of these devices you go with this time around, you will not be getting a last generation processor. Just like the OnePlus 8 Pro, the OnePlus 8 is running the Snapdragon 865 SoC, so you're wow. Okay, I have no idea if the ancient Blackmagic cinema camera that I am using to record the close-up in this video is capturing this very well, but that has to be the sexiest back of a phone that I have ever seen. I love the colors. So first you get kind of like a subtle purple, then you get like a salmon, then it's like kind of a blue, and then you get these really cool light blue kind of highlights that, wow, that is really pretty. And then the darker the thing that's reflecting off of it, the darker that blue goes, but you still get that salmon color. I mean, if you're just trying to get noticed, this is a lot cheaper than a Galaxy Fold, you know? You got your volume rocker over here. You got nothing but a microphone port up here. You got your notification toggle, so there's your vibration, and then you got your lock button here, and finally your warp charge port, speaker, and SIM tray. While these updates run, let's have a look at what's included. They've got a warp compatible charger, so this is using their Warp 30T technology. So they say 22 minutes to get half of your, I think it's a 4,300 milliamp hour battery charged up. There's an included charging cable, and well, that's about it, which is fine because I don't know about you guys, but I buy electronics for the electronics, not for the extensive accessory packages, except in cases where you really need a lot of accessories, in which case it's nice to have those included. Now, this is interesting. So unlike last time, these phones are not differentiated by the pop-up selfie camera on the Pro model. So for the higher price and thicker, sort of meatier feeling phone, you get a better camera, you get bigger display, and other than that, they're kind of shockingly similar. I will say the 8 feels noticeably slimmer and more svelte in the hand, aside from at least the color variants that I have, looking to my eye quite a lot better. I mean, not everyone's gonna be into this kind of flash and dash, but they're gonna have other colors as well, don't worry. Very curved display if you're into that sort of thing, and if you're not, well then it's still got a very 2.5D curved display. Like their previous devices, OnePlus has included their lightning fast under-screen fingerprint sensor here, and they've got it in a really ergonomic spot. I like this. It's a really comfortable spot to reach up to. Not too low, not too high. And there we are. Now, honestly, I don't find the difference between 90 and 120 hertz that noticeable in day-to-day use, but that is one of the other big differences between the 8 and the 8 Pro, is this display, when you go into the advanced settings, runs at either 60 or 90 hertz, whereas the Pro runs at 120 refreshes per second. Something to note is that unlike Samsung's S20 series, OnePlus has opted to go with a dynamic refresh rate. So when you adjust it up to 90 hertz, there will be times when it might fall back down to 60 hertz in cases where there wouldn't be any benefit to that. Before I go any farther, I do want to do a quick fingerprint sensor speed test though. I did say it was going to be fast, so I want to make sure that it's actually fast. Let's go ahead. Hey, that is fast. I tend to be a bit picky about these things, and I'm at the point in my life now where I feel like I'd almost rather have a rear fingerprint sensor that's fast than an underscreen one that's not fast enough. But if you can have the best of both worlds, I don't know, it's one of those little creature comfort things. It makes a big difference to how it feels when you first pick it up. Like, yes, I'm using my phone now immediately, as opposed to, okay, I'm waiting, now I'm using my phone. Just like on the Pro, OnePlus has included HDR10+ support, so if you're watching HDR video, it should automatically kick into HDR mode. You can see here Austin's review of the iPhone X is looking pretty spectacular. You can see especially on these reflections and highlights. And as for the camera, it's a fairly optional looking sensor that's missing compared to the Pro. It's gonna take a little bit more time with these cameras to determine just how important it seems, but initial impressions of this one are, if you're just kind of like a casual photo snapper, you're gonna be pretty darn satisfied with it because they've taken their usual approach to processing, which is kind of what you see is what you get. They seem to try not to guess too much with their, AI. Oh, that green should be like way more green, right? Is that what you want? No, I actually just want it to look like what it looks like. It's looking pretty darn good to me. Oh, I did find another difference. So instead of a 3x zoom, you actually only get a 2x zoom. Oh, okay. That is a noticeably different image coming out of that 2x zoom lens. Yeah, that is a lot closer to true to life colors. This is kind of washed out looking. Curiously, I was getting some really weird judder out of the video recording on the OnePlus 8 Pro when I did the same test. And this seems a lot better, so I have to assume that was just some weird software behavior on that one. Yeah, this is way better. I haven't felt something with this kind of sex appeal since the first time I picked up the Galaxy S8. It really has that kind of slim, thin look and feel to it, and without compromising on battery, since you end up with a 4,300 milliamp hour battery in this thing with OnePlus's excellent Oxygen OS now running Android 10. Oh, let's make sure this has stereo speakers too before we're quite wrapped up here. That would be a crying shame. That's something that I'd go Pro for.
Your mom couldn't take me to eat.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
So I'm
All good. So guys, subscribe to Short Circuit for more unboxings and first impressions like this one. Now it's time to spend some real quality time with these phones for the video on the Linus Tech Tips channel.